Alright, so hello everyone and welcome to NFL Discussion. I'm your host and NFL enthusiast Dougie Doug. In today's episode, I'm going to be discussing Monday Night Football Week 14 of the 2023 NFL season, a doubleheader featuring the Titans versus the Dolphins and the Packers versus the Giants. And with that, we're going to get right into the action, starting with the Tennessee Titans. So a couple questions for the Titans as they close out their season here. Number one was when they took over, was when Will Levis took over as a starter early in the season. Is he the guy at quarterback? Is he a potential franchise quarterback? Has he done enough? Will he do enough to earn a second season? And if he does earn a second season, can they build, and part of figuring out if he does earn a second season is figuring out, hey, can we build a team around this guy? Because currently that team is not built really for any quarterback to have success. And I think the answer to that question is yes, you can build around Will Levis. His performance Monday night was a literal representation of the how it started versus how it's going meme. The rookie quarterback's first two drives couldn't have gone worse. The final two drives couldn't have gone any better. Initially, Tennessee went 3-and-out to start the game. Then Levis threw a pick on the screen, pick six, that basically turned into 6 for the Dolphins. Conversely, the first-year signal caller led back-to-back touchdown drives after the Titans went down 27-13 with 4:34 remaining. The difference throughout the contest, Levis' toughness and competitiveness showed or was on display. He fought for yards, wasn't afraid to take shots in the passing game, and provided some energy. The Titans traded up in this year's second round to draft him for a reason. His first 200-yard passing game, 327 to be exact, during a comeback victory, rewarded the organization's faith in his abilities. It's not been easy. The Titans still have some glaring roster deficiencies, which is why it's all the more important that the front office settles on Levis and builds a better offense for their quarterback. Aside from C.J. Stroud, Levis has been the rookie class, the 2023 rookie class's next best quarterback, since Bryce Young is still struggling and Anthony Richardson went down with a season-ending shoulder injury early on. The Titans can continue their transition under Mike Vrabel as head coach, fortify a few areas, and allow Levis to grow as the team's leader. So yeah, that's certainly a big interesting decision. Do you start over? Do you not start over? I don't think you need to start over. I think you can, as I said, you can build this team around Levis. And just kind of see what he can do. We saw what he can do getting the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. Tajay Spear looks like he might be a good running back for him too. So there are a couple pieces right there. The question is what more. There's more you can add to this team. The defense plays pretty well. So I think everything is there. I think Will Levis is a good guy to settle with that quarterback while you continue to build up the team. Miami Dolphins had a shot at the number 1 seed and absolutely blew it. And let's be honest, I think the Baltimore Ravens, who currently hold that number 1 seed, are the best team in the AFC and will probably remain at that top spot. So the AFC is still looking for one team to assert itself as the conference best. The Dolphins had a chance to do that against an opponent with a losing record, and they failed, particularly late in the contest. The Dolphins had a 3-game winning streak and handled 3 opponents with losing records during the previous weeks. Maybe Miami overestimated the Titans. Also not helping was Tyreek Hill going down with an ankle injury. He didn't play again, which happened in the second quarter, and he didn't play again until the final frame. The Dolphins' offense clearly is not the same without him in the lineup. He totes the field and opens up everything else for other targets. He still managed 4 catches for 61 yards, but the Titans knew that he wasn't the same guy upon his return, and it didn't really even last all game anyway. He still managed 4 catches for 6. Furthermore, Hill wasn't on the field for the final drive. Outside of Jalen Waddle, who led Miami with 6 receptions for 79 yards, the rest of the Dolphins' targets accumulated 100 yards receiving. If Hill's injury lingers, McDaniel Company have a big problem because now they're a full game behind the AFC leading Ravens with a brutal upcoming schedule against the Jets defense, Cowboys, Ravens, and Bills. Green Bay Packers stuck in the mud after going backwards with a bad performance. So yes, after a rough October, it appeared that the Packers had turned the corner, that they would be turning things around, and then a game like this happens. And not saying like games like these don't happen, but they're nice little reminder games of where certain teams are, and all of the momentum the Packers had built disappeared with a loss to the Giants. It's the first loss in the month of December for Matt LaFleur during his tenure as head coach. Jordan Love didn't look like the same player in the previous 3 weeks either. In fact, Green Bay's previous 3-game winning streak looks less impressive in retrospect since the Chargers have lost 4 of their last 5, Lions lost 2 of their last 3, and Chiefs lost 3 of their last 4. But wins are wins. The same can be said of the opposite. Ultimately, a team's record says who it is. The Packers are now 6-7 and find themselves in a logjam among other NFC playoff contenders. Green Bay still owns the 7th seed. However, the Packers support the same record as the Rams, Seahawks, Falcons, and Bears. Or Saints. Rams. Well, I just lost my train of thought. Yeah. So. Wow, I really did just lose my train of thought. Let's see, wins are wins. Same can be said of the opposite. Team record says who it is. Packers sit at 6-7, find themselves in a logjam among other NFC playoff contenders. Still owns the 7th seed. Sports the same record as the Rams, Seahawks, Falcons, and Saints. I think that's where I left off. The suddenly surging Giants are far behind at 5-8. Although let's be real, that team's not making the postseason. The previously decisive Love didn't have the same command or presence against the Giants with multiple poor throws, including an interception when the Packers tried to push the ball down the field. And the coming weeks, Green Bay faces 3 more teams still in the mix: Buccaneers, Vikings, and Bears. 2 of them already in the postseason picture, while the Bears are trying to make a late-season push, which they won't, or serve a spoiler, which they already do. The Packers can't let up or risk missing the playoffs altogether. Truth be told, I think they risk missing the playoffs altogether. New York Giants, and the star of Tommy DeVito continues to shine for the Giants, and it's entirely possible the Giants made a mistake by signing Daniel Jones to a contract extension, and Tommy DeVito is the reason why. So the Giants organization knew last offseason that it had to deal with both Jones and Saquon Barkley through free agency. General Manager Joe Shane handled the situation by extending Daniel Jones with a 4-year, $160 million contract and placing the franchise tag on Barkley. The opposite should have happened since the jury was still out on Jones' franchise quarterback, and Barkley was already a proven weapon when healthy. Now New York finds itself in a predicament because support is swinging drastically in favor of DeVito after he led the Giants to a last-second victory over the Packers, and it should because he's playing well and actually helping the team win games. Since he took over as a starter, the Giants are 3-1. He's posted a 7-1 touchdown interception rate during that stretch. He's even thriving when everything around him isn't, which is often considering the current state of the Giants' O-line. The undrafted rookie is a creator who keeps his eyes downfield and makes plays with his legs. As DeVito stacks good performances and crowds continue to chant his name, fans will definitely want him over Jones. And for those curious, the Giants can release Jones next offseason, designate him a post-June 1st cut, and just eat a bunch of dead money, and then have a combined $78 million over the next couple seasons. So yeah, Tommy DeVito has a strong close to the season. He's gonna have a roster spot with the Giants moving forward. The question is, will it be the starters roster spot? I don't think Justin Herbert should be losing his job, but I do think having who did I say? Daniel. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my train of thought here. Where was I going with that? I think I was talking about Daniel Jones and Tommy DeVito. Yeah, so Tommy DeVito, if he closes out the season strong, he's definitely going to earn his spot on the roster next season. And as for Daniel Jones, I mean, listen, you signed Daniel Jones to that contract. You're certainly going to have a decision to make in regards to who you keep, who you don't keep. And again, if DeVito does close out the season strong, I mean, listen, you're going to have to give Jones a chance to see what he can do, because you did pay him all that money. But ultimately, you can't afford to just stick with him because you paid him all that money. Give him a shot next season, see what he can do, and if it's not working after like 4 games, pull him, put DeVito in, and just ride him the rest of the way. And with that will conclude this episode of NFL Discussion. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit that like button down below.